Welcome back to the Trucking California with Velox 18 channel. Today we'll be heading to Castroville, California. Man, forget this. Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Ah! Ah! We ain't going trucking today! 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 Roll the music! We ain't going trucking today! We ain't going trucking today! So I hope you guys like that intro today. I got a little cardio in, you know. Let this guy go through. I didn't see him there. Yeah, we're going trucking today. I don't know if you guys heard me say that. We're going trucking today. I'm actually not that excited to go trucking today because it's like I got home for the first time in 5 days yesterday, you know, last night, and now I had to wake up early, and I think part of it is I know Gus is gonna wake up this morning. He probably already woke up right after I left, and he's gonna go into my bedroom, and then he's gonna be sad or bad or angry or all of the above because I'm not there, and he's gonna give my wife a tough time. So anyway, but it's not a big deal. We just got to go make this delivery and then we'll be home. And I feel blessed that I was able to find a load that took me, you know, through the house. I could have saved some mileage for sure if I would have gone straight there, but I'd have been, you know, sleeping over there and hanging out over there for like 14-15 hours waiting to deliver. So I'd rather come home and have a 2-hour drive this morning, and we'll get there without any issues. And I got to spend a little bit of time at home last night, so it's all good, man. It's all good. But this road's terrible. I always forget when I start recording and when I'm turning down this way that this road is terrible and that I don't like recording on it. So I'll just catch up with you guys down the road. All right, on a much better road now, much better. We're on Highway 165 outside of Hillmar on our way to go grab Highway 152. We'll probably cut through Santanella. That's the way I like to go typically. And we'll go up over Pacheco Pass. We'll split off on the 156 towards Hollister. That's all the signs say, this way to Hollister, but we pass right by Hollister, keep on going, hit the 101 right there south of San Juan Bautista, and yeah, we'll just keep on trucking over to Castroville. About 100 miles from the yard, about 2 hours. We left at 6:15, 6:20, so gave ourselves plenty of time. I read some reviews on this receiver. They said pretty quick, pretty fast, but don't be late because they charge you a late fee. So I was like, all right, duly noted, don't be late. Wake up early enough. So set the alarm for 5:30. We were up and at 'em before the sun came up, and yeah, man, everything's going smooth so far. And we have a little bit of wiggle room just in case anything happens on the road. You never know. So I figure 40 minutes should allow us for any slowdowns we should find. This route that I'm on isn't a heavy commuter route. There are some commuters who maybe leave from over here and then head over Pacheco Pass into like Gilroy to kind of get into Silicon Valley from the southern route. You know, go up into like Morgan Hill and San Jose and Santa Clara from the southern route, but it's not that many. It's not that many. It's not there's no traffic. It's not like the Altamont or anything like that. heading into the Bay Area. It's much easier drive. So yeah, that's why I decided to come home. It just made sense to come home, spend some time with the family. So at the end of this video, I'm going to break down the numbers on this load, estimate my fuel cost. Obviously I know what I paid at the pump, but I'll try to estimate what my discounts were at each place and try and give you guys as close as I can to what my numbers are, and basically just show you guys what trucking is really like right now. If you watch some of my old videos, and it seems like, man, trucking, you make a crap load of money and it's not that hard. It's not the same now. And trucking goes through seasons, like seasonal cycles, like yearly seasonal cycles, but also, like, you know, it mirrors the economy. So if there's trouble in the economy, then there's trouble in trucking, and the rates fluctuate and go down just with the supply and demand. So we'll see kind of what this trip this week paid, left out on Sunday, and we'll be done on Friday. Should be Friday afternoon, early afternoon by the time we get done. So yeah, stay tuned to the end of this video, and we'll kind of break down the numbers and see if I made any money this week. My expenses, and plus everything that I need for my life, both home expenses, truck expenses, and a little bit of savings, you know, for maintenance and those sorts of things on the truck, registration, you know, all of that has to be set aside in your you know, in each load. Basically, you got to figure that stuff into each load so that you know you're making enough money everywhere you go. You know, you're not just kind of like making enough money to keep the truck rolling, but then forgetting about your personal expenses, and not just paying yourself and your personal expenses, and forgetting that, you know, you're going to need tires and you're going to need registration and all that. So all that stuff is figured into my rate per mile that I shoot for. I shoot for about 10,000 miles a month, and I shoot for it was about $291 per mile, but my fuel consumption has gone up. I've been taking some heavier loads and taking some more hilly terrain, and so that kind of puts us you know, a little closer to like $1.25 per mile between fuel, def, and reefer fuel. You know, when you take frozen loads, you burn more reefer fuel, so everything all together for fuel is about $1.25, and then I'm pretty dang close to $1.75 on my home expenses, truck expenses, and all those things. So pretty dang close to $3 a mile. So that's kind of my goal right now, is $3 a mile, which is doable, but not easy. There's not just it's not just like you can take $4 and $4.50 a mile freight and go you know, wherever you want, and then deadhead around a little bit, and then, you know, you really got to figure your deadhead miles into the loads and try to keep yourself from dipping below that $3 per mile mark. So anyway, we'll break down what this trip was when we get done, but for now, let's just get into fast motion and go get this done. Let's go. Grab our paperwork and go check in. -11. Cool. Hopefully this will be quick, like everyone says. There's not a lot of trucks here or anything, so I mean, it should be good, man. It should be good. Let's check this out. All right. She said go put it in door number 5. said turn off the reefer, slide the tandems, chock the wheels, open the doors, all that good stuff. So we're getting the door right away. It's like 8:20 when we got here, 8:15, 8:20. So getting the door before our appointment time. This should be quick, guys. Should be quick. I'm excited. I'm excited. If you guys can't tell, this is my excited face. Let's do this. All right. We got it in the dock, no problem. Plenty of room, easy back. Slid the tandems. Just gotta chock the wheels. Try not to scuff my new shoes. You guys hear that forklift running around in there? Well, boys, I think we sent it a little bit too far. It's 9:30, guys. 9:30. And we're out. And we're out. They said pull up over here. Shut up. Shut up. They said pull up over here and walk over to get my paperwork. And then I can slide my tandems right here. So, I mean, I was looking for a load for today to see if I could get something headed back towards home, you know, just that 100-mile run. And I couldn't find anything. So then I started looking for Monday, and there's plenty of loads, but none of them pay any good. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess we'll wait it out again. Waiting it out seems to work right now, because there's plenty of loads on the load board, but they have very low rates on all of them. I think the average would probably be about $2.50 a mile, unless you're running. You can get $3 a mile if you're running like 300 miles or less, but that doesn't pay the bills either. You got to run more miles than that. If you're gonna run 300 miles or less a day, that's 1,500 miles a week. I would need probably closer to $4 a mile for me to be able to pay my bills. So anyway, we'll worry about next week. I'm gonna call this broker back. They put me on hold for like 10 minutes, which is kind of a bad omen. You know, you're kind of like, if you don't got time for me when you're trying to get rid of a load, what's gonna happen if I get on that load and then something goes wrong? So, yeah, I'm not super keen on it, but you never know. I think I'm gonna call them and find out what they're willing to do. And it's a load that goes up to Idaho, kind of like closer to Twin Falls. So I would go into Nevada and then up from Nevada into Idaho. So, and it picks up close to the house, and it has a next day appointment. So it's kind of like something that I can make work. I can make it work. So anyway, I'm gonna see if I can call back and actually get through to someone. But anyway, that's what today is, man. Friday. You gotta start looking towards next week and trying to book yourself out, because it's tough to find something the day of, but we might get stuck doing that, because I'm not gonna take something that I know is gonna not make me money. If I'm gonna take something that's a low rate per mile, it's gonna be on my terms. I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna hold out and wait for something good to come along. So anyway, I'm gonna go to get my paperwork, slide my tandems, close my doors, and get the heck out of here. Let's go. All right, just taking off from the receiver. I called on that load. Apparently I was on hold for so long because he was probably booking that load, because they said, sorry sir, we gotta take that down, that one's been covered. I said, all right. So we'll keep on it. I'll check in before the end of the day. Maybe that's how we'll close out this video, is we'll look for a load for Monday. But for now, just truck it this 100 miles back to the yard, and then we'll break down these numbers. Let's do it. we made it back to the yard. Normally I like to do this outside, with the truck in the background, so you got something to look at. But you know what? It's windy outside. You guys don't want to hear all that, so we're just gonna do it right here. And hey, I got my paper clipped to my sun visor, so that's even better. So if I'm looking up, that's all I'm doing. I'm just double checking the numbers. All right, but we're gonna run down the numbers of this last week, just to kind of give you guys a refresher, a summary. We picked this load up about 12 miles from the yard. We drove up on Sunday night to Weed, California, spent the night there, and then left out in the morning, stopped in Lapine for lunch, had lunch with my uncle, Uncle Dan. It was great getting to see you, and it's always fun to talk to him. And he may or may not have given me or loaned me a rifle for when I go out to Tennessee, so that's cool. I'm excited about that. And but that's unofficial. All right, may or may not, entertainment purposes only. Then we went from Lapine, and we went up to Yakima, Washington, and that was where our first drop was. But I got there too late, or at least I thought it was too late. Someone in the comments said that I could have delivered up until 7 p.m. But the guy that I called when I called over there, they said they stopped receiving at 5 p.m. So they cut it off at 4, but they'll receive you until 5. And I didn't get to Yakima until 6:30. So it would have been really nice to get that off the truck, because after I went to deliver it in Yakima in the morning, then I had to bus tail down to Kennewick, Washington. And that was like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, something like that. And then from there, just a little hop skip over the river to Pasco, Washington. And then I had to get back on my horse again and ride all the way up to Spokane, Washington. And then the next 3 drops, the last 3 drops were all right there. Spokane Valley, and then Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, CDA. And then I hung out with my cousin, met up with my friend, and met up with one of you guys, a subscriber, Mr. Nublarg. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's his name on the YouTubes, Nublarg. But anyway, it was fun hanging out there in CDA. Kind of spent good, probably. Well, shoot, I got done unloading over there at like 4 p.m. and I didn't take off until like 6:30 a.m. So yeah, about 14 hours off in Coeur d'Alene, just hanging out. Of course, I slept for a lot of that, but nevertheless, it was fun. From there, woke up, went and got the truck washed out, and then went down to Weston, Oregon, just across the border from Washington. It was about a 4-hour deadhead, so it was a good one. It was a good amount of deadhead. A lot of people said, "Man, you should have got a load from here. Should have got a load from there. I was looking at the load boards. It wasn't for lack of effort. And I was looking at the load boards ahead of time because I knew when I was going to be up there. And once I kind of knew my timing that I would be available on Wednesday morning, I was looking for loads Wednesday and Thursday to see what could get me home. And there wasn't a lot going on up there. That's just the way it was. So deadheaded for 4 hours down to Weston, Oregon. Got loaded there with some frozen veggies. Drove along Highway 84, which was a rad drive along the Columbia River, and then back down 97, stopped in Lapine, got a good night's sleep, and then made it home the next day, all the way from Lapine, Oregon, all the way to the yard. And then just this morning woke up, went and delivered to Castroville. So that was the run, all right? But it was 2,300 miles on the trip. So pretty decent trip, for just having one load up, one load back. Not bad. And forgive me for like giving you guys like rough numbers, but the fact is that one of these loads was a customer load, and I don't really want to like put out on blast like what I'm getting paid. But so I got paid just under $7,500 for the round trip, and we did about 2,300 miles, so it came out to around $3.20 per mile. Now, told you guys I kind of break down the numbers a little bit further. Right now, I need about $3 a mile to break even. If I'm averaging 10,000 miles a month, I'm probably going to hit a little lower than 10,000 miles this month in May. So I probably need a little closer to like 310, 315, 320, something like that. just to cover everything the way I like to do it. But I'll give you guys the solid numbers. So my fixed costs are truck, trailer, insurance. You know, every week those come out no matter what on the trucking side, and those total out to just over $1,500. All right, so no matter what, my truck, just to roll it, you know, just to have possession of it, is $1,500 to have it legal, ready to rock and roll on the road. And then fuel this week, I'm estimating, because I didn't have to run the reefer that much, I'm thinking it's going to be about $2,600, maybe 25, maybe 24, but probably 26, because I did run a freezer load on the way back. So I'm thinking about $2,600 in fuel. So after those things come out, it leaves me just over $4,000 left, which sounds really cool, but like I've said before, I set aside money for my registration, you know, my tags, my heavy use tax, tires, maintenance. So all of that comes out of that $4,000, and you gotta keep that. Even though I don't keep it separate, it's all built into, you know, like how much I pay myself from my business account into my personal account. Like I don't take that $4,000 and put it in my personal account. That just doesn't. That's not how that works. But nevertheless, I mean, $4,000. It's cool. I'm down. I mean, I think right now, if you can survive, then we're doing good. So those are the numbers. That's what we did this week. It was fun. I'm gonna hop on the load board real quick, and that's how we'll wrap up the video. Just hop on the load board and just see what's out there for Monday. See if we can get something nailed down before the weekend, before the brokers go home for the weekend. It's already noon. They're already home. I don't know what I'm thinking. No, but we'll give it one more shot. All right, let's take a look at this load board for Monday. From Turlock to Anywhere, reefer and reefer van. Reefer van means van loads that can go in a reefer. Some people ask me why I don't search for van loads. Well, I do, but they have to actually mark it as a van load available for a reefer. I've called on van only loads, and they usually get offended or like frustrated that I even called them. They're like, no, it needs a van. And I'm like, all right. I was told I could put stuff in this thing. All right. I'm not going that far out right now. I'm not going to Ohio. I'm not going to Florida. I'm not going to Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Georgia. We're skipping down. Come on. There we go. Illinois, Texas, Iowa, Spokane. Let's see, 3 drops up to Spokane, right back where we came from last week. 5,200. It's not terrible. Not terrible. Not for CR England. I mean, look at the mileage between these two that are really close to each other in rate. 986, 2110, 1600, 980. You know what I mean? Like they're paying for those drops. I wonder how they're scheduled out. They might be scheduled out terribly for them to be paying that much, and for it to still be on the board. It was on the board this morning. I had already looked at it, so. Yeah, don't really want to go like 2,000 miles out. I need to get home. Miles graduates this next Friday, so I'm not trying to be gone for a long time. These are still on the board because who wants to go to Albuquerque? And it's 2 picks and 1 drop. So it picks up Monday, but it doesn't deliver until Thursday morning. So you're holding this thing the entire week. And then you're trying to get out of New Mexico on Thursday to get back home by Friday. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. For 3,300, no thanks. No thanks. Boise, this has got to have multiple drops on it because that's above the market for Idaho, for Boise. But I am gonna email this guy. We'll see about this one. I'll just show you guys this. I'm not going to take you guys through the whole process of calling and emailing and all that. This is probably that same load. It's like freezing up. I was going to say, wait, there was more information, but that was on a different load. Hayden is all the way up north, though. That's up by Coeur d'Alene. Woodburn, Oregon, just under 700 miles. now that I broke the ice up there to the Pacific Northwest, I'm kind of like, hey, let's let's go back. That was fun. Salinas to Phoenix. That's not bad for TQL. I wonder how many drops it has or picks. It might be like 6 picks in one drop. But these are the ones that I'm going to call on. TQL, I'll call on that one. I'll call on that one that was going up to Boise. Oakland to Vernon. Live load, drop trailer to unload. Man, golly. I mean, I guess I can check to see if there's any stinking power only loads down in LA this next week. Maybe I'll try and run some power only while they're unloading it. I don't know. I guess that depends on how many days they need it there to unload. But let's see. I mean, this is not a bad rate to go up there to Reno. But yeah, now we're getting to the, like, you know, Lodi to Vegas, 1600. That's close. It's close. It's almost there. Let's see. But like these ones, like who is taking this load? Tell me. No one is. No one's taking that load into Phoenix for like $1 whatever per mile. Like, that's just not $1.80 per mile even. I don't even know. Like, no one's taking that. It's just, they're just fishing. They're just fishing for a truck that's desperate. And I'm not gonna go. I'd rather wake up on Monday morning and try and find something to take. But all right, so now we're down to the crappy loads that we're not even gonna look at. Like, they're not even worth $2 a mile. Isn't even worth my time. Not even worth negotiating. You know, making a phone call to negotiate. So yeah, this is where we'll cut this off. All right, so that's it for this episode of Trucking California with Velox 18. We ain't got my trucking today. All right, love you guys. Peace out. See you on the next load. We ain't got my trucking today. We ain't got my trucking today.